Good morning. Let me get this going for you guys. By the power of NyQuil and Mucinex, as you can probably tell, the sinus thing is still here, but I am alive. I am awake-ish. And, we are going to do this even though I do have a kid dental appointment. So we are, as per usual, a duct tape and holy water production. So we are I am recording something a bit for you so that we can still have a little bit of mornings with Mo. If it would just hurry up and get done. As per usual, Fry has expended all morning energy. My room is a mess. He has done stolen about 3.5 shoes, as you can tell. That's a Mr. Mo shoe. But he has exhausted himself and is now, sleeping peacefully on his big bed, ready for this news or not news. My first story, I guess I'm going to have to announce my rerun for president this year because, oh my god, I cannot anymore. My only platform will be to dismantle and disregard the federal education, um, bureau because what the actual F, you guys. I thought that it couldn't get worse and that our government could not get dumber, but it did. And it's the federal education secretary, Miguel Cardona, misappropriates a famous Reagan quote to tout big government when the Reagan quote is to disparage government. And it was in fact to, that quote was actually made about, I wanna say 3 years after Carter had made the Federal Department of Education, and he's like, "I want to scarper this because, it would seem that localities would do a better job." But let's read the story because, yes, Americans and other people around the world, it can get dumber, and that's why myself, I would like to announce that I am running for president with my vice president, Bigfoot. Um, Roseanne may or may not endorse me, but hopefully she will since I endorsed her. I don't know if she's going to continue running, but look, you guys, someone needs to do this. And I have taken no money from big PACs. Now I will welcome big money from big PACs. Let's continue. Education Secretary Miguel Cardona misappropriates famous Reagan quote to tout big government, because of course he did. Education Secretary Miguel Cardona misrepresented Ronald Reagan quote. Speaking alongside Governors Mark Gordon, Republican from Wisconsin, and Michelle Lujan Grisham, Democrat from New Mexico, at the 2023 winter meeting for Western Governors Association a few weeks ago in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, Cardona says, quote, I think I think it was President Reagan who said, "We're from the government and we're here to help." Now, the actual quote was, "The 9 most scary words in the English language are, 'We're here from the government and we're here to help.'" Jesus wept, y'all. What in the rapture am I listening to? Cardona's mistake drew criticism from the former education secretary, Betsy DeVos, who said it was, quote, "terrifying" in a post on X. Republican Representative Eric Burson from Missouri chimed in, writing on X, "Miguel Cardona is the exact person President Reagan warned us about." The actual quote is, "The 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, 'I'm here from the government and I'm here to help.'" Or, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help." Cardona is President Biden's nominee who was sworn in as the 12th Secretary of Education in 2021. Now, look, the full statement was given by Reagan in 1986. Now, look, Reagan had a vision for limited government. He, in fact, wanted to scarper a bunch of crap that, again, former President Carter had put in. So this is insane. Now, Reagan was speaking about how government tends to be, inefficient to a degree that instead of helping, they end up, doing all sorts of redonkulousness. Again, when has the government ever solved a problem that the government started? Look, I'm saying that this might scarper my chance on giving a bunch of government help to run my campaign. But holy goodness gracious, this man is in charge of your kids' education or your nieces, nephews, kids around the nation. This guy is teaching them. He's in fact in charge of the federal education program. So yay us. We're gonna be doing so well. He can't even remember something from 1986, let alone, 1876 or BC. This is going great. Thank God that my running mate Bigfoot has decided to let me pretty much do all of the platforming since, he likes to remain kind of as a silent partner. Anywho, what the actual heck? Oh my gosh. But yeah, this is what we're going on. In other news, apparently Florence Pugh was hit in the face with a flying object at Dune 2 panel along co-stars, Zendaya and Timothy Chalamet. I'm just gonna call him Timothy Omelet. Look, can we bring back some, like, buff guys? Look, I know the current zeitgeist is, tall, thin, twiggish guys, but if you look at every cover of my Smexy books, not one of them looks like Timothy Omelet, okay? They got them some six packs, some tats, and, well, generally, they don't have shirts on. So I'm just saying for us older moms, us vintage women out there, can we get some eye candy too? Because these Henry Styles and Timothy Omelets just no. But apparently someone threw something at her, I have no idea. Florence Pugh became the latest celebrity to get hit by an object on stage. The "Don't Worry, Darling" actress was struck in the face by an item thrown from the audience during a panel for Dune Part 2 at CCXP 2023 in São Paulo, Brazil on Sunday, according to a video shared on social media. The unknown projectile caught Pugh by surprise as she's posed for videos. Well, I mean, look, maybe someone just really liked her. I don't know. Didn't people used to throw underpants at, the thong song guy? Does anyone remember the thong song guy? Work with me, people. I have no idea. You're getting old when half of the people, these new actors, you're like, "Do who? Who the what's who are these people?" You have to ask your kids, like, "Who exactly are these people?" As you can tell, it's already been a morning. The Midsummer star seemed to quickly brush off the moment as her cast members checked to see if she was okay. That's how you get pink eye, y'all. It's either farting in the pillow or some fan throws their underpants or nether region wear. I mean, it's crazy. So I guess this is going to be another reason that stars just won't go to panels anymore. Comic-Con, I'm looking at you. No more throwing Funkos at people. It's so unfair, it could have easily hurt her. Well, I mean, now, y'all explain these outfits to me. I mean, sir, you have no muscles to be showing, so why are you wearing a muscle shirt? Again, can we get and what in the Fruit Loops, Tutti Fruity Pebbles is this? Dude looks like Fruity Pebbles done exploded all over his outfit. I don't get movies anymore. I don't. Give me Tom Selleck and his mustache any old day, and I'll be happy. You know what? Pew 27, who stars in Dune Part 2 as Princess Irulan Corano, joins another list of famous names who have experienced similar situations. Back in July, Harry Styles was hit in the eye by a flying object in Vienna, Austria during his Love on Tour trek. Well, there you go. Um, okay. Look, apparently someone else was hit with a cell phone. Y'all stop throwing things at famous people. They're going to get upset. They have, entourage crew barely, connected to them that will apparently put you in the hospital with a brain bleed. So maybe think twice. Also, you won't get your cell phone back. Why would you throw your cell phone? That's dumb. It was it was Alex Jones, not Alex Jones. Good lord. Alex Jones probably gets things thrown at him, but look, all of the squirrels. Tom Jones used to get underpants thrown at him, not Alex Jones. Look, they both had Jones. My squirrels were on a train. They were gonna get there somewhere and someday. Anyhoozle. A rocket will send off remains of Star Trek actors and many others. So, hey, you know what? Futurama predicted it. It has come true. So, Matt Groening, despite the fact that you might have gone to an island to get feet massages, allegedly by someone who never existed and did not unalive himself, you do predict a future on 2 shows. As a teenager, Mike Clive remembered taking a long train drive with his father from their home in Maryland to Virginia to attend their first Mars Society meeting. Michael recalls watching his father talk excitedly with other space enthusiasts about the possibility of a future mission to Mars. In his death, his father Alan will be closer to his dream of a celestial voyage than ever before, said his son, now 39, a resident of Castro Valley in Alameda County. Interesting. Alan's remains will be on board in the inaugural launch of a highly anticipated Vulcan Centaur, good lord, Vulcan Centaur rocket, which will take off from Cape Canaveral, Florida on December 24th. Nothing like, Christmas Eve to launch dead people off the planet. God. Look, y'all, I am sorry. It has already been a morning. On board United Launch Alliance rocket will be the remains and DNA samples of 338 people, including some of the members of the original Star Trek TV series. Quote, he always figured out a way to exceed his own limitations, Clive said of his father. He said he was happy to help his dad achieve his dreams by securing a space for his remains on the Tranquility flight. Um, I don't know if this is really cool, really morbid, or all of the things at all the same time, but you know what? If you've got the money, if you wanna do it, rock on with your crazy diamond selves anymore. I'm good with it. Everyone grieves in a fun, special, their own way, and at this point, go to space. I have a couple people I'd like to send to space already. I mean, seriously. I think we all have a list of people that for the greater good, we'd like to send to the first Mars colony. I don't know if all of our list will match up, but I think we have a couple common goals here. I mean, look, I'm not saying Kardashians on Mars is a possibility I'm pitching to ABC, but come on now. I think it would get girls involved in STEM, Disney. I'm just saying. The memorial space flights are hallmarks of the Texas-based company Celestius Inc., which began its space flights in 1997. Minuscule capsules ranging in size from a lipstick container to about half a watch battery attached to commercial space flights with excess capacity, said Celestius co-founder and CEO Charles Schaefer. Like Celestia's first mission, which carried the remains of Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry, this month's launch will also include the remains of several people connected to the original series, including Nichelle Nichols, who played Lieutenant Uhura, Jackson DeFrost Kelly, who played Dr. Leonard Bones McCoy, and James Doohan, who played Lieutenant Commander Montgomery Scotty Scott. The cost to launch a loved one's remains into space can cost up to $13,000. There you go. For a lunar landing or a deep space launch. So there, y'all start saving your pennies if you want to go to deep space when you're dead. For cheaper, more redneck versions, we have bottle rockets and, not so legal roadside. Why do I see a bunch of rednecks taking grandma's ashes now? Look, y'all, I'm sure that this has already been redneck engineered somewhere, and I'm sure there are YouTube videos. And knowing the squirrels in my head, we will have a stream of redneck engineering soon. Because if Silicon Valley has imagined it, redneck engineering has already done it, and for about $15 or at least $500 worth of illegal, semi-legal fireworks. Granny has already gone to the stratosphere already. Look, I should not be laughing. This is super serial, you guys. Sorry about my voice. My voice is just it is what it is today. The December the December 24th launch is the first time 2 memorial flights have been attached to the same rocket, Schaefer said. The Tranquility and the appropriately named Enterprise flight. The rocket will first dispatch a lunar lander to conduct studies on the moon. 70 capsules containing remains will accompany the lander to the surface of the moon. You know what's gonna be funny is when the all-female lunar mission, I think Artemis, when they come back with a bunch of these capsules and they're like, "Crap, these are not the samples we." So you're gonna pay all this money to go up to the moon, and they're gonna bring all this rocks back, and they'll be like, "Crap, this is grandma, this is Gene Roddenberry. Shitballs." I'm just kidding, that would never happen. Okay. The rocket will then continue on its course, which with the spacecraft blasting about 100 million miles into orbit around the sun, it will be humanity's furthest outpost, Schaefer said. For years, Michael Clive has been waiting to make good on his promise to give his dad a space memorial. Allen grew up in Detroit but spent most of his adulthood in Washington, D.C. suburbs. After losing his sight at the age of 22, Allen became a vocal advocate for disabled victims of disaster, particularly throughout his 23-year career with the Federal Emergency Management Agency Office of Equal Rights. But his true love was always space. Allen would read his son bedtime stories from science fiction novels, and they frequently took trips to the National Aerospace Museum. Michael recalled their favorite movie was Apollo 13, with Michael watching and explaining the scenes to his father. Allen died in 2008 after a 10-year fight with prostate cancer, Michael said. Not long after his father's death, Michael said he was inspired to switch from his career in movie special effects in Hollywood to aerospace. He took adult courses at Venice Beach High School to learn how to manufacture aerospace components and design his own rockets. Michael then went on to work at aerospace startups, including SpaceX, in and around the Los Angeles area. So this is really sweet. I mean, as much as I joke, This man and his father had a wonderful relationship, and he is finally making good on his father's dream and honoring him. So this is a really good story. And, he changed his entire life to really honor his father's legacy. So regardless of how, maybe silly I think it is or you think it is, what a wonderful legacy to have inspired his son to really, give up something that maybe wasn't fulfilling him as much to something that, maybe one day he can give this kind of legacy to his son. Uh, that was catalyzed by his death, Michael said, of the role his father's passing played in his decision to change careers. He had no idea that would happen. In addition to people's remains, Enterprise flight will take digital data such as original music compositions into Earth's orbits. Satellites typically last about 5 years before the laws of physics, gravity, and solar activity bring the spacecraft down into the very edge of Earth's atmosphere where it basically disintegrates. It's designed that way so we don't have space debris, he said. It's basically dust to dust. So they're gonna go out there and then they'll eventually disintegrate. While more commercial industries are partnering on flights to space, including pharmaceuticals, Celestis has been selling space memorials for more than 20 years. Tranquility and Enterprise voyages will be the company's 19th and 20th flights, Schaefer said, and the rate of missions have increased in the last couple years. Michael is hoping that the launch on the 24th will coincide with clear nights and a full moon. He plans to track the coordinates of the rocket and aim his telescope at the night sky when his father's remains reach their final resting place. With the pace of space travel, Michael mused about the possibility of his daughter's your 3-year-old Lara, who likes rockets, and 7-month-old Maya, whose middle name is Alan for her grandfather, excuse me, one day getting a chance to visit the moon. Oh my goodness. I mean, what a wonderful legacy. Even, he can always pass this to his daughters. I didn't mean to make it, just his sons. But what a wonderful thing. Yeah, it's a little look, it's not my cup of tea. It's really cool. I'm a nerd. I'm not gonna pay $13,000 to like I said, we can redneck engineer this for about $500 if I really wanna go to space at some point, and I'm sure my sons would love to play with $500 worth of, fireworks if we really wanna do something outlandish. But I mean, what a wonderful legacy, what a wonderful father-son story that was actually in here that I didn't think was going to be in here. So I actually this was a good story, even with my squeaky voice that sounds like I'm going through puberty as a boy. So, always great when you suddenly go through male puberty at an old age. And no, that wasn't a joke. Oh, and then this, what in the matrix is happening here? Look, I thought that again, when told I was in the matrix by, Morpheus, can we get in the matrix that was all dreams and all good stuff? Can we try it again? We won't reject it this time, I promise, mechanical overlords, I promise. I just want a matrix where I don't forget why I'm in a room I just went to remember something. That's all I want. What did an iPhone camera do to this poor woman's arms? So, allegedly, this woman took this photo with no trickery, and her arms were in 3 different ways in one photo. Y'all, the matrix is glitching up. It simply cannot keep up with our shenanigans anymore. The Matrix is like, "The Babylon Bee is coming true. The Onion can no longer write satire because we are all crazy. We can't do it." The iPhone is like, "I'm out." A woman was photographed standing in front of two mirrors with an iPhone camera, but the actual photo shows three completely different arm positions. The arms are in different location in mirror 1, mirror number 2, and actual real life. Is it Photoshop? Is it a glitch in the matrix? Did the woman take a 25-year trip inside a Peaks Black Lodge? No, it's just a computational photography error, but it still makes for one heck of an image. See, they're lying to you. They're trying to make it math's fault, which, look, usually I will totally blame math, but this seems like a lot to blame on math. What it all comes down to is how modern smartphone cameras deal with photography. When you click that camera button, billions of computational operations occur in an instant, resulting in a photo you can post online in hope of getting a few thumbs up. In this case, Apple software didn't realize there was a mirror in the shot, so it treated each version of the subject as three different peoples. No, I still think The Matrix. Nope, don't try it. Nope, I'm with Alex Jones or, oh gosh, Jesse Ventura. I'm just asking questions. Uh, she was moving at the instant that the photo was taken, so the algorithm stitched the photo together from multiple images. The end result? Well, you can see above. Smartphone camera software always pulls from many images at once, combining at will and adjusting for contrast, saturation, detail, lack of blur. Look, y'all, this is a lot of sciencey stuff for just saying nope. Look, y'all, they are trying to make this all make sense with science and math. And I'm telling you, no, no, no. Something is wrong with the matrix. I understand that they're trying to make this all make sense, but according to me, this is witchcraft. I don't know. I'm sure there's they have probably technically explainerated it, you know. Also in hell no and no no and what no. No. Miracle 7-year-old births twins becoming one of the world's oldest new moms. Look, Jesus, pass on your miracles to someone else. The Mo house is done. A 70-year-old woman in Uganda has given birth to twins after receiving fertility treatment that made her one of the world's oldest new mothers. Safina Namukawa delivered a boy and girl Wednesday via C-section at the hospital in the capital of Kampala, where she would been receiving in vitro fertilization treatment. Okay. Look, ma'am, if you wanted it, I guess, but why? Just why? Said Arthur Mastikito. Look, I have done butchered these names, but I'm trying, y'all. So I get a she was trying, and by the power of Mucinex and Dayquil, she is trying her damnedest pass today. Every other day, I just get a pass because, Lord. A spokesperson for the Women's Hospital International Facility Center. She's healthy, she's talking, she's walking around if they tell her to walk around the hospital, the spokesperson said, who had given birth to a daughter at the same facility in 2020 when she was in her late 60s following an IVF treatment. Namakawa used a donor egg and her partner's sperm to conceive the twins. Dr. Edward Tamale Sally told the BBC News, touting the baby's arrivals as, quote, an extraordinary achievement. The twins were born prematurely at 31 weeks gestation and placed in incubators, but were said to be in good health. I'm not even going to try to say these names. Uh, she is the oldest woman to deliver a baby at the Kampala Hospital, which specializes in helping couples who struggle with fertility. At 70 years old, when I'm considered weak and unable to get pregnant and deliver or look after a baby, and here's the miracle of twins, the new mom told the AFP. Before she welcomed her first child 3 years ago, she had been labeled in her rural community as a quote, cursed woman for failing to get pregnant. And I feel very bad for that. I mean, I'm sure that there are, look, as strange as it might seem, especially for, a woman who has 6 kids, um, you know, between baby number 4 and baby number 5, we were actually trying to have baby number 5, and we had a lot of struggle. Now, I have PCOS, which means that, you know, if I don't if I'm not very careful with what I eat, I can tend to gain weight and, you know, my hormones fluctuate wildly, and it's just a whole thing. But I can I can very much identify with that, want to have a child, and then every month your hopes are dashed, or, things just aren't working out. That is a monumentally heartbreaking thing, and for so many couples, it's so heartbreaking, and I can't understand culturally how, to be labeled a cursed woman, that would be just, life altering. So, if this was her dream, I don't know. She met her husband died in 1992, leaving her childless. She met her current partner in 1996. She blasted her partner for failing to visit her at the hospital, speculating that she might be miffed that she delivered twins. Men don't like to be told that you're carrying more than one child. Ever since I was admitted here, my man has never showed up, she lamented. This is not the first time that a woman beyond traditional childbearing age has become a mom. In 2019, a 73-year-old woman in southern India gave birth to twin girls after getting IVF care. So I guess culturally, it would have to be, she has medical care. Look, I don't know all the answers, but I'm just saying it wouldn't be for Mo. All I'm saying. And I don't know why culturally it wouldn't be good to have twins, but, it's not my culture. I don't know. Look, in sports ball news, a member on that chain thingy where they measure where the ball things for a fumble or a first down or whatever the hell that thing is. Well, I guess one of the people done ran into the crew guy and he just popped his leg. So let's read. A member of the chain crew at a y'all. A member of the chain crew at a game between Detroit and New Orleans was taken to the hospital with a dislocated knee that occurred when Saints running back Alvin Kamara was tackled into him. Now, that is an awkward sentence. You could have say when Alvin Kamara tackled into him, not was tackled into. Look, any hoozle, two professional athletes tackled into this poor, unsuspecting, sideline guy who had to carry these little chain thingies. Poor guy, just, his knee is out. I'm not sure if he's going to get workman's comp. That'd be a good question to ask. Like, is that considered a work-related injury? Do you get hazard pay? I mean, I guess you would assume that you're gonna get tackled or sidelined or swiped or whatever it is. I don't know. That's a good question. I would ask. Saints spokesperson Doug Miller said that Nick Piazza was in stable condition at University Hospital. The game was delayed in the first half so physicians from both teams could treat Piazza as he lay on the turf during the Detroit side or along the Detroit sidelines. Piazza's legs were taken out from under him after Lions linebacker Derek Barnes pushed Kamara over the sideline, causing the running back to lose his footing at New Orleans' 18-yard line. He was writhing on the ground. Look, yeah, it looks super duper painful. Dude, it is okay to cry. Look, I had tears rolling down my eyes when I broke my ankle. I was also laughing because I'm a weirdo. But dude, you cry because those guys are like humongous. That would hurt. And you're not even 10 step prepared for it. You brave souls carrying those little chain things. You even have a little vest on. Hazard pay for sure. I don't know. And then in our final story, because I have an issue. Oh, here we go. Styx covered this, so I have to cover it too. I had it pulled before him, maybe, possibly, but a couple's garden ornament turns out to be an unexploded bomb. Y'all, this couple has had this in their, garden for years, and they've been, like, you know, banging on it and just moving it helter-skelter, higgledy-piggledy. It's been a primed, ordinance for years because only in Britain would this happen, or maybe in, rural Kentucky or Indiana, let's be honest. A couple unwittingly lived with an unexploded bomb in their garden for more than 4 decades because they assumed it was a garden ornament. Jeffrey and Cyan Edwards had painted the 64-pound naval bomb red to match the windowsills in their Milford Haven, Pembrokeshire home. And Miss Edwards would even hit it with her trowel to dislodge loose soil from gardening tool. You know what? Jesus saves us even in our dumbest moments, y'all. Oh my goodness. This would be me. This would be a Mo moment, if anything. Like, they'd be like, "Ma'am, do you realize that this has been you know, like, this was an unexploded fat boy in your garden?" Well, it was beautiful, and I painted it teal, and I put it in my garden. Look, I figured the watching balls was tacky, and I didn't want, a toilet bowl planter, and, my HOA said no to the Corvair on, cement blocks. So I figured I'd put this up. I could see this happening to me. That is the only reason I am laughing because y'all, I could see me doing this, and only by the grace of, like, 94,000 guardian angels that follow me around and keep me from falling up the stairs every day would keep me alive. However, they had no idea how dangerous the object could be until police officers knocked on their door last week. Mr. Edwards, 77, said the bomb had been found by previous occupants 70 years ago. The retired ambulance driver added that, quote, the father used to go around delivering lemonade on a horse and cart known as Papa Morris. What this has to do with he found it on Broadhaven Beach and brought it back on his horse and cart, and it's been on the front of the house ever since. As you do, one does, big, largest object of unknown origin right in front of our house. The bomb, which dates from 1880 to 1890, is believed to have been fired from a warship using the beach as target practice. The couple who moved into the house after the Morris family sunk the device into cement. When Mr. and Mrs. Edwards arrived in 1982, they painted it red. Oh, they're so cute. And she's wearing paisley, my favorite color. But on Wednesday evening, an officer knocked on their door and explained it would be necessary to take photographs of the device and send them on to the Ministry of Defense. Less than an hour later, the same officer hurried back to the property and explained that a bomb squad would be arriving the next day. By 8:30 a.m. on Thursday, more police were at the property, followed by the bomb squad and the fire brigade, and there was some talk of the street being evacuated. However, the couple decided they would be staying in their home. They're like, "We're here and we're not leaving. We done, we're banging a trowel on the thing to dislodge dirt. I think it'll be okay." With Mr. Edwards saying, "If the house goes up, we're going up with it. Look, we've had a long life. I've got my paisley on. It is what it's gonna be." An X-ray of the shell by the bomb disposal experts found that it still had a small charge. "There was still a little bit of life left in the old girl," said Mr. Edwards. God, I love this couple. They couldn't leave it here just in case it did decide to blow. Experts worked throughout the day slowly digging the bomb out of the concrete. It was taken under police escort to a quarry in Wayland's Castle, where it was covered with 5 tons of sand and detonated the next day. "I was sorry to see it go," said Mr. Edwards. "It's been part of my life all those years. It was sad to think of it being blown to smithereens." Oh, they should give them a replica. We should send them well, we can't send them a replica. Oh my gosh, the amount of trouble we would get for sending them a replica. We should find a replica and just give it to them. How hard would it be to make a replica? Because come on, they deserve it. It's been there forever. They need it. The symmetry of the house. Someone find a non-live one and send it to them. The government, they deserve it. They've been there forever. She's wearing my favorite color, paisley, which is all the colors. Come on. It's a national service. They need to have them back. Well, that has been the morning newsy news. I know this is recorded. I know my voice is for poos, and I know I have been all over the place. But you do have morning newsy news. I will try to be back for noon newsy news, but I do have a dental appointment, a cavity refill, and some, errands that I was not able to do this weekend that apparently do need to get done because apparently when mom is sick, nothing gets done. My husband tries, but there are some things that must be done by mom. So, like remembering where I put Fry's collar. If anyone has ideas where I put Fry's collar, that, I totally assumed future me would remember. Put them down in the comments because I'm sure I will look, I'm sure as soon as I order a new one, I will find the old one. But all I remember last night, honestly, after taking NyQuil, is taking it off. I will tell you guys to stock up. Whatever is going around is cruddy crud, and it's sinus and not so much coughing for me, but it's sinus stuff, and it is a doozy. So, take your vitamin C, have your, chicken soup ready, have your orange juice or, your zinc, but on it is a doozy, let me tell you. So I will be out getting all the Lysol wipes and everything else because I'm sure if mom's got it, Mr. Mo and the rest of the people are not far behind. But I will see you in a little bit. Hopefully, I'll get to help Nick a little bit today. But hopefully, you guys have a great day and you can deal with my voice. And we will get better the rest of this week because, it's nearly Christmas. I am, like, way, way behind, so we might have a frantic wrapping party, Mo style. It'll be great. I will see you all in a little bit. Have a wonderful, wonderful Monday, this 4th of December. Say something kind to yourself, which is, not always the easiest some days. We're really, really tough on ourselves. And say something kind to someone else. Make the world just a little bit better, you know, in your circle. And, it'll be what it'll be. It's a Monday, y'all. We've got 4 more days to get it right this week. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Bye.